Hello, new week, new documenting the journey. Welcome back. I needed some artificial light because it's starting to get dark here in the Netherlands. So, yeah, on this channel, I document my journey building my brand, Exchange Life. If you want, come along, subscribe to this channel. I'll go through all my losses, all my wins, share my journey. Yeah, to hopefully add anything to your journey. I'll start off with a loss this week. So, now I'm seeing some skill. I definitely have some issues with the errors that we're making because our products are customized. So there is a lot of things can go wrong when you do customized products. You can have a wrong option, a wrong placement, a wrong this, a wrong that. This isn't really a problem if you don't ship many products, but once you start shipping more products, the problems also increase in correlation with the amount of products that you're shipping. So I'm kind of like trying to figure this out. How can we minimize errors? How can we prevent errors? Putting in systems in place. If something is unclear, double check with customers. If this is going wrong, then do this. If this is happening, then do this. So basically trying to waterproof it all, basically. Any mistake that can happen, prevent it before. And if it does happen, this is how you solve it. So that's a loss for this week. But yeah, maybe not really a loss. You know, this is just part of the game, part of scaling. A win. Look at my new travel kit. I wanted to show you guys. All black like a ninja. And new white forces. You know, I'm all ready for a new adventure. I don't know why I wanted to show you that, but yeah, it's time for me to get out of this country and get some dopamine into my system, because you hear all these people talking about monk mode. I don't know what that is, but I'm on like grandpa mode or something. I don't know. I'm not leaving anywhere, going anywhere. I'm literally just sitting in the house. If you call that monk mode, then this is, maximum monk mode. It's like, I leave the house maybe once a week. I just train and I work. I'm not saying this is good or bad or cool or whatever. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing right now, and I'm really looking forward to, some more adventures. And it did definitely bring a lot of progress. So I've been at home now for the past 2-3 months. Really decided to go all into the brand, move back home. Seen a lot of progress, seen a lot of growth. Now, I'm continuing, but I also would like to have some new experiences in the real world, personal experiences. I think I can do both. So it's like the debate, right? Can you build a business and travel at the same time? I'm not really like a traveler. I kind of just go somewhere and stay there for a few months, get into routine, and just basically do the same thing there as I'm doing here. But the upside is that I can do something with my free time, where here, I have 1 or 2 friends and they maybe have time to hang out once or twice a week, that our schedules line up. So there I can actually go out and do something every day with my free time if I'm out there. So guess in the comments where I'm going. If you guess it right, then then you can DM me any request. Nothing, no weird shit, but I wonder if you can guess it right. So yeah, that's it for the wins and the losses this week. About the brand updates, I'm working on the feed aesthetic of the product Instagram account. So I have a community account, Exchange Life Community, and then there is a brand product account, Exchange Life Official. And right now, I talked last week about I'm starting to post some community content as well on the official account for a broader target audience. But that means that the feed will look shit. And because ads drive traffic to the page and people kind of verify, hey, do I relate to the brand? Hey, how does it look? Does it look professional on the feed? I want the feed to look very well and nicely organized and professional and on theme. And then I will still continue posting the community style content on the official page, but I will just hide it from the feed. So it will still drive some traffic and engagement. But when somebody lands on the page from an ad, they can see, this is a cool brand. I like their items and I can order. I'm thinking of doing some different ways of creating UGC content. So right now, I kind of found my own creators that are working internally on a freelance basis, but these are not like UGC creators that create UGC for other brands. These are people that I found through my community that are helping me out create content. And then I have an own internal creative director or editor that helps me create the actual ads. And I'm thinking of testing out external UGC creators. So there's kind of like 3 ways to create UGC creatives. There's like your internal system, which I'm doing now with your own creators and editors. You can hire a UGC agency that just does everything and delivers you ready to run ads, or you can hire external UGC creators. These often charge between 50 to 150 euros per video, but you know, it's really hard to find really good ones. They are often connected to the agency already or to an agency. So I kind of want to try out all 3 and then see what performs better, because it doesn't really matter which one works. It just matters that it works and it works the best, right? So if you pay 10, 20, 30 euros more for a video, that's okay if that video performs way better. Then there's an easy ROI there, right? So, you know, I'm kind of looking at different UGC agencies to start creating some ads with to see if they can do it better, or external UGC creators to see if they can do it better. So Davey Fogarty, I don't know if you guys know who he is. This is the next point, by the way. I'm just riffing through them. I wrote them down. He is doing daily vlogs now in November. And one of the things that he's selling now is like a group mentorship kind of coaching program where you do daily mentorship calls. And it looked really interesting. And I'm kind of like thinking of, should I join it or not? I can meet other brand owners. Maybe there are some problems that I have now that I can tackle by getting, you know, people further in my corner. I'm still thinking about this. You know, I talked about my friend that's helping me out with, he has an agency. He's helping me out with my brand. We do weekly coaching calls, and he's like, I'm not really a fan of it, but maybe it can work for you. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I should write down the problems that I'm facing and that I'm trying to solve. And if these are problems that I can solve through joining a program like that, then why not? Otherwise, I will just, you know, join another kind of group community where I can talk with other brand owners, because, yeah, I just would like to do that, get in contact with other brand owners and be able to share ideas. And it's kind of the main reason that I'm making these videos, is that hopefully on the long term, it's going to be way easier for me to meet very cool people, because if you have a social presence and if you build a personal brand, it's just going to be easier to meet people because you leverage yourself on the internet. I can do my story and infinite amount of people on the internet can see it, instead of me just repeating this to my friend over dinner, right? So I hope this helps me meet new people easier. And I have met some already, but, you know, I'm not really anywhere near a real personal brand yet. So it is not really helping with that yet. So hopefully maybe joining something like this can make it even easier to meet people. Next point is that I'm looking to double down on email marketing. If you've been following my videos, you know that I lived in Barcelona, or I stayed there for like a month. The only thing I did there was create emails. I just created fucking emails, and it's not it's not any fun, you know? What I did in this month is I dialed in like all my different flows. So I have like 10 flows now, and they're very well done. They can be done way better, of course, but they are well done, and it is definitely helping pulling in revenue. But I can definitely increase my email revenue by another 10 percentage points if I do things like campaigns, which I don't now. It's just flows. So I really want to double down on that, and I'm kind of like thinking, how can I do that? If I hire an email marketing agency, I just feel like, you know, that can work, but I think I can also hire someone internally to do this and save money on the long term. So if I can find someone that has already some experience with email marketing and then maybe hire a consultant to train that person, then I think it will be a better investment than hiring an agency who they themselves just outsource it to people in their team. I think I want to build everything internally, but I'm not sure on that yet. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just hire an agency to do it. If you have any thoughts on that, let me know. Often I'm thinking, am I micromanaging or not? So right now in my team there's 2 designers, my head of operations or personal assistant that's helping me with all of the operation things, and then a creative director, video editor that's helping with the ads. And I am really making sure everything is perfect, double checking all the output. And I'm thinking then, is this micromanaging, or is this just what you do when you start out building a team until they really get it themselves, and then you don't do that anymore? But I'm wondering, will my team get to that point? And when and how do I make sure that they get there so I don't micromanage infinitely? And at some point I can stop doing that. So that's a thought that I had that I wrote down. I'm, like I said before, that I'm coming up with more processes to take care of things. So for instance, my personal assistant or head of operation, I don't know how to, what title to call Philippe, my guy. But he's helping me basically with all of the operations and making sure that custom orders are fulfilled, making sure that they are all correctly fulfilled, that the designs are all attached to the orders that they're supposed to be attached to, and all of these operational things. So I recognize that often if there was a problem, this was a problem you've seen before, or if there was a thing, I'm like, hey, did you do this? I also asked, hey, did you do this like 3 weeks ago? So what I'm doing now is literally everything. I'm just like writing out and like, this is like daily tasks. This is tasks to do every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. So really putting it into like a system, like this is how you do this and this is how you do that. And then make SOPs for all of the things that we're doing. So that's what I'm working on as well. The first men's specific product is almost done. So right now the products are mainly focused on girls. So I also had messages from different guys, asking, is there something men specific? So I was working on that. So that's basically almost done. I will show you guys when I get the first samples. It is produced. I just need to get the samples in now. So I'm also trying new landing pages. So, I'm still kind of confused about, hey, what is an offer or a funnel in ecom, or, these different things that it is. If you have like a merchandise brand, you are not just going to create VSLs or like very specific landing pages going into details if you have like a nutritional product. So I'm kind of figuring out how I can apply this whole landing page thing to like a merchandise brand. But what I'm trying now is use the products for different angles, for different target audiences, and kind of having a separate campaign run ads to a different target audience, to a different landing page. The offer is basically the same, the merchandise, but it's just angled differently. So that's, what I'm trying to test out, trying to understand more about this. This is definitely something I could learn from someone more experienced in, for instance, a group or a mentorship. Starting to get the Google ads going. So far I've not run any Google ads yet, but I am now, getting that going together with my friend that has an agency that I talk often about. I'll probably get him on here one day. We got to talk about what we do and how we met and stuff like that. So getting that going. We'll update you guys on that next week. Translation were broken, so I translated the store in German and in Spanish, and then I was like, this is good. Until I looked at the translated website and went to a product page, and there were no options to fill out. So you cannot really check out a custom product without being able to fill out your options. So that was broken. Took them offline already, trying to figure that out now. Things like this, kill your conversion rate if you're not on it. So any change you make, I think it's very important to keep an eye on the conversion rate. And if your conversion rate drops drastically after you make a change, then think about what change did I make. Even if it's like publishing translations, what you think is a good thing, it can still break things, So make sure to check that. I'm looking for a new customer support representative. So, like I said before, more support requests come in now, and Philippe is now helping me with those as well, but I think it's better to have people play dedicated roles that they are good in, and kind of try to find the zone of genius for different kinds of people. So I want someone that is just focused on that and really good at client communication. And then lastly, I wrote down, attached to my community, so the pages, Exchange Life community, there is a platform. The community is for exchange students, where you can find an exchange program if you want to go on exchange. This is basically a platform. The organizations pay me a fee to be on there, basically a referral if I give them leads. This is a whole separate little, business on itself. But I'm kind of taking my focus off that. But I think it has a lot of potential. But I am focusing on the brand now, the product brand, the direct to consumer brand. So maybe it's a good thing to find someone that's like passionate about that and that is able to run that forward and lead that project. I am not sure yet, but do I go looking for a person like that, or do I just let it run like it is now, just on the back burner? I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about these different things. Those were basically the updates about the brand. Let me see any general thoughts that I have. Yeah, I'm really struggling with constantly trying to work at plummeting my productivity. Again, that's why I'm looking forward to going out, because I think when I have a reason to be productive because I'm going out after, I just get way more shit done. I don't know if you recognize this, but if I have to go in an hour, I can make in this hour 3 hours of work. And I can do this in the morning as well, but kind of like 2 to 6 p.m. is kind of like wasted. Whereas I know that I'm going to do something at 6:30, that I get my shit done, I go to the gym, I smash out some more work, and then I go out. And then I have fun. I can also relax then, instead of me the rest of the night just kind of like looking at my laptop or, like staring at the wall, which is good for a period of time, but I think it's good to live in like seasons. And now I kind of did that these past few months, and I'm looking for a season where, I can also, like I said before, really get out there. Is this a toxic hustle mindset? For me, I feel productive when I do work behind my laptop. But for instance, is taking a course on creating ads because I want to get better on that is productive, right? Or not? I don't know, but in my head that does not feel productive. Whereas, I think I discussed this with some of my friends, it is productive because you get better at something and you learn and you take on, new knowledge. It just remind me of Tai Lopez. But anyways, it is kind of productive, right? Because you get better at things and then you can do that better or have a better output. But in my head, it does not feel productive, something like this. So I'm kind of like in a toxic loophole in my head that I always need to be working, but always working is not effective. But there's also not really something to not do here at home when I'm doing nothing. So then I'm like, I'm just bored. Like, should I kind of work, half-ass my work? I'm not sure. This is kind of like a toxic hustle mindset, I think. I said to you guys last week that I was going for my driver's license, and I got this. I got my driver's license now. It feels good. I'm kind of like angry. I've always been like this at myself if I like cannot do something. So, for instance, maybe that's why I want to go far young. I just want to be able to do everything that comes to my head. So I'm happy that I got my driver's license, because otherwise, even though I'm going somewhere, I'm like, I cannot drive physically. I cannot do it. It is illegal. I'm just feeling like a loser. And I don't know why, but now I am able to do this. So I'm happy I got my driver's license. Life is pretty low dopamine here. I really need to get out. Yeah, I wrote that down. We talked about this already. Very important point that I wrote down that I think is very important for us young guys working hard, achieving things, to keep in mind is that it is very important to hang around with your old friends. Even if you're like, why are you not doing what I'm doing? Or, why do you have different goals? Or why do you have different dreams? this is exactly why you should hang around with them. It puts things into perspective. You can get different ideas from them. You can be your old self. You can, you know, it is dangerous in these days, all the content that you are probably consuming, and like Alex Hormozzi or like all of these business guys, is like very extreme. And this works for them, but you need to see if this works for you. Cutting off everyone in your life is probably not going to work for many people. And I think it's very good to keep around the old friends that were there for you when, you know, you were young, and you have a lot of different kind of memories together and experiences, and they are, you know, they are good friends. There is no reason to cut someone like that off, even if they are not working towards what you are working towards too. This doesn't mean you have to hang out with them all day, every day, but I'm making sure I will see them every time I'm in the Netherlands, for instance. These are people you keep around for the rest of your life, and, you know, it's very important that you really be careful with this, because otherwise, in the beginning, you will cut people off, and you will start going towards your goals, and you will eventually achieve your goals, and then you're like, where are my friends now? You know, what does it matter, you achieving your goals or you getting money or you do it, if you have no one you can enjoy it with, or no one you can, you know, share it with, or no one you can make genuine connections and memories and relationship with, that are there just for you, you know? The higher you go, the harder it is to find these kind of people and relationships. So I don't know, this is just a reminder for you and me to keep doing that. And to wrap it up, I feel like I'm starting to get better at this YouTube thing. So I'm figuring out more and more how I'm structuring it and what works and what doesn't work. For instance, like a short title where it's like how I'm doing this or how I'm doing that or how my brand is doing this works well. These videos I'm just going to keep doing every week, and I will have like a little thumbnail with only the week number in there. And then, for instance, if I go out or if I do like a week fun thing, or I can maybe, you know, make a proper video with one of my friends recording for that week, I will do like a cool thumbnail, or like, you know, Mr. Beast type. No, I'm joking. Just like a thumbnail with like a word in it or something, or a highlight of the video. And then I can basically make two kinds of videos. I can make these sit downs ones every week, very simple, maybe boring to some of you, maybe interesting to some others of you. And then when there is actually something happening, like in my life, then I can make a more edited, nice looking video. And then it's also very easy to differentiate the two on my feed in the future, in a year or 5, you know, when I'm still making these videos every week. I wonder where I will be in a year or 5. I wonder where you will be. Maybe you will still be watching my video, or maybe you will not. We will see. Anyways, just gotta get ahead the next few weeks first. That's it for this week's Documenting the Journey. I hope you guys learned anything or this helps you out in any way. Please subscribe to my channel. I document my journey, building my brand, so come along with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.